Hello, welcome to another episode of Pillow Cat. It's me, Andres, and my wife here, Nani. And today we're playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, which is
Yay.
like all the DLC all put together and everything, I guess. But anyway, yeah, we're playing the Stanley Parable. The end is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end.
I hope.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk.
Okay,
Buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-making, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Where are you, Stanley? Where are you?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Okay.
As he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh no, this is a movement game. Why didn't you tell me?
Because I didn't know it was going to be this type of movement.
Oh no. Let's see how long it takes me before I get motion sickness. Maybe not that long. Who knows?
Okay.
All of his
We'll
coworkers
figure it out.
were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
happen?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No. Wait, where's the meeting room?
I'm assuming here.
I think you have to leave. There's the meeting room. I think that's the meeting room.
Stanley, what you doing, buddy?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Shall we go to the right?
Sure.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oops.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Hate it.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, I get it.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No. No.
Ugh. Damn you.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Damn you, Stanley. Where is everybody in
Coming
this
to a
fucking...
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Where is everybody at this fucking building?
And I think that's the point of the game.
So yeah, we're playing this game, this old ass game. This game's from like 2013, I think.
I think that's the boss's office.
Must be, yeah.
Damn, these are
Stepping into the
swanky.
manager's office,
Yeah.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated orchestrated this? What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845.
Where is the keypad? Oh.
2845.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
You gave us the code. What the fuck?
Opened passageway.
Okay, it got dark in here. Okay. What the fuck is happening? What are they gonna reveal to us that all this time we were just inputting numbers for I don't know,
Deeper into the building,
inputting letters and numbers for something?
Peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
God damn, son.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I think those are stairs.
Escape. Or we can escape. Mind control facility. Oh my god. Okay, I get it. I get it.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know. Looks like something for Professor X would have in fucking X-Men.
I don't know, but all I know is I'm getting woozy.
Oh shit.
I'm getting woozy. You gotta press the button. Press the button.
No, I thought there was more stuff here. That's why.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's
This is, first of all, too many screens.
So many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, there's one over there. Yeah, okay, that's cool, but there's too many screens. You can barely see what anybody's doing in this. In this. So how can you control them?
There's a button.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Sorry, I keep moving the mic.
You're fine, baby.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Utterly blind to the world. Chun chun chun. Chun.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How?
Exactly. That's a good question.
red button. That usually means ejection.
Usually that's what it means.
Hit it.
It won't let me hit it. Okay, how do we dismantle this whole operation, sir? You told us to. Okay, so this is where we came in.
Yes. Oh.
Narrator, I need your help.
Narrator, narrate.
Narrator, help us. Oh, the faculty power, probably.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
If you hit on, I'm pretty sure the game restarts.
Is that it? Is that the game? If we do everything how the narrator tells us?
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Uh-huh.
Yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
Well, you did tell us what to do and how to go and how to feel.
His, and that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This is probably fake.
Yes, it seems very fake.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin. The feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beat the game. We beat the game already. Wow, that was quick. Okay, so that's...
So the game starts again.
Ah, I see.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I could lose my
Stanley
mind in here.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
Let's take the escape route when it comes to it.
Okay.
And then we take the...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Sorry, narrator. I went a little too fast. This office is mira?
Stepping into his manager's office,
2845.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh my god. Stop.
Jesus Christ, dude. We understand. We get it. Open the thing.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
No, we have to go.
No, that's not the place. That's not the place. That's not the place. That's not the place. That's not the place.
That is the place then, yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's hitting.
It's hitting you?
It's been hitting. I can feel it in the pit of my stomach.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I can feel it.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door.
Nope, escape.
Mind control facility.
Let's escape out of here.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What?
What?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Yep.
Here we go.
That's how we die. We just fall. Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator.
Oh, what?
Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated.
The narrator changed?
Crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Okay. We were freed.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck is happening?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What?
What the fuck? So this is supposed to be like heaven or something? Oh, the credits. Okay. I don't know where to go, so I'm going this way.
Boss's office.
Where the fuck am I? Narration outtakes. What? The lounge.
Terrible lounge. I hate it.
The lounge. Sorry, baby. Oh. The countdown desk.
Nope.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Okay.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Oh, we're back here, okay.
Press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
What is that? Oh my god, we started again. What the fuck is happening here? Are you getting sick?
I am sick. Yeah. I am sick as a dog.
Sick as a dog.
I feel like I'm dying.
Okay. Well, guys, then I'm gonna resume the game again. Begin the game again? Okay, well, we'll call it quits here. I'll keep playing by myself because Nani is getting sick and she can't deal with the game. I love you, though. Bye.